In the last 2 months alone, LPG gas prices have gone up by 175 rupees per cylinder. It costed 594 per cylinder in Delhi in the month of December. It is now going to cost 769 per cylinder. It is also important to remember here that in this month of February alone, we have seen a price rise of 75 rupees. On the 4th of February, there was a price rise of 25 rupees per cylinder. On the 15th, there's been a price rise of 50 rupees per cylinder. The reality is that when we were in government, and despite global crude prices heightening and peaking at $150 a barrel, prices did not cross for subsidized cylinders at about 400 per cylinder. The condition is very different. Today, we are amidst an economic recession. Today, India is facing acute unemployment issues. Today, people's wages have been cut. And now to burden them with skyrocketing prices, thanks to LPG cylinders or petrol and diesel prices, where records are being set by this government, where petrol prices, in Madhya Pradesh have crossed 100 rupees per litre, I think it tells you a lot about how this government functions and thinks. They are not just insensitive, I also believe they want to look the other way. And it is not as if things are not in control. If the government wants, and the government has raised excise duty about 12 odd times in its tenure so far, and has amassed a huge and a whopping 24 lakh crore rupees, which actually belongs to the people of this country. And taxation is so very high. When we were in government, the tax on diesel was 3.5 rupees per litre on every litre of diesel being sold. Today, it is nearly 32 rupees per litre on diesel. On petrol, it was just a little over 9 rupees per litre when we were in government. Today, it is at about 33 rupees per litre. Who is going to be answerable for that? And if the government just withdraws this excise duty, there will be a lot of relief for the common man. In the budget itself, fuel subsidy has been cut. And also the budget talks about cess. They are changing the excise duty structure, which essentially means that that 4 rupee hike and the 2.5 rupee hike on petrol and diesel, by the way of cess, will all be amassed by the central government, and not a penny of that money will go to the states. They only politic. Every step that they take is geared towards elections. Assam is going to cut fuel taxes because it's going to elections. They will stop raising rates till elections don't happen. We are also in government. In Rajasthan, out of turn, we went and cut taxes. Why can the Modi government not be sensitive towards the needs of people? I also believe if the common man and the common woman today rises and starts asking tough questions of this government as far as economic mismanagement and skyrocketing prices are concerned, they will be labeled anti-national, sedition cases will be filed against them, and they will perhaps be lodged in jail. This is the reality of things today. They also do not understand 101 economics. If demand is low and inflation is high, to keep raising LPG, petrol, diesel prices is only going to stoke inflation higher, which essentially means that the RBI will eventually have to raise interest rates, which will further dampen demand. So all of these wise women and men who sit in government, they have zero understanding of economic principles. They have zero understanding of how demand, how consumption, how investment, how jobs are created in an economy, and which is why they are presiding over the worst economic slowdown and economic recession and unemployment crisis in our history. I also believe, is it a moral duty of the government to give relief to the people, or is it all right for the government to make money at their behest, to make money at the cost of people's problems, to burden them with high prices? We believe that the Achhe Din that the Modi government spoke about and shies away from is because it is nowhere in sight. I ask a direct question of the women representatives of the BJP, and many of whom today sit in government in very high positions. You used to take to the streets. Today, LPG prices have gone up by 175 rupees per cylinder. Ms. Smriti Irani, are you willing to take to the streets again? Or is it so comfortable in the government or in high offices that you sit that the pain of the common man is no longer visible? The lesser said about Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, the better it would be. We demand that these prices be rolled back. We demand that the excise duty structure and the excise collections be paused for a while, at least on this, and the government gives some relief to the common man, because this situation is unprecedented.